This right here is not your typical power strip, as I'm sure you can tell by all the cool blocks coming off of it, right? Well, of course, because I will say right off the bat, this is the coolest and most innovative power strip I have ever used in my life. I mean, guys, let's be honest here. Most power strips are boring, but they do the job. Do they not? Well, this one does its job extremely well, and I'll talk about that in a moment, because first I want to introduce myself. How are you guys? I hope you're doing well. My name is David Franco, and welcome back to my primary channel. I say primary channel because I do have a secondary channel. In case you have not checked it out, please do so right below. But of course, after you watch this video, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Okay, so jumping back into my video, guys, this is my review of the QBlock power strip. QBlock. What a cool name. What a great name. It just rolls off the tongue. So respect to the makers of QBlock, because I'll be honest with you guys, I have used many products in the past that have the most ridiculous model numbers and model names and all that stuff with all these letters and all these numbers. So the fact that they kept it simple, I respect that. Thank you. Plus, that just makes my job easier. All right, so what is the QBlock? Well, first of all, I'll say this. It is a Kickstarter project, and actually it's well surpassed its goal on Kickstarter, and I think that's great. So to kick off the video, I'm going to read the official tagline on their Kickstarter page. It's a modular power strip with worldwide compliance that lets you build on as you go in accordance with versatile lifestyles. So in other words, this is a power strip that allows you to use international plugs and adapters, and I just think that's the coolest thing. Okay, so the QBlock was built on 30 years of research and development and manufacturing experience in rugged cable modules, high frequency cables, and connectors. So in other words, they kind of know what they're doing, which is always a good thing. And plus, they are actually trusted by brands like Amazon, HP, Dell, and even LG. Okay, so what do you get in the box once you actually get yourself the QBlock? Well, of course, you get the power strip itself, you get 3 AC sockets, you get one 45-watt fast charger, which does work with both USB-A and, of course, USB-C. I love me some USB-C. You also get one sensor lamp, and finally, last but not least, this is optional, you can get a Bluetooth speaker module if you choose to do so. And actually, with that said, the makers of QBlock were so nice enough to send me pretty much every module I'll ever need, and I'll be demonstrating them in just a moment. Because they did recently reach out to me and ask me to say this. QBlock is actually coming out with something called a travel pack very soon, which will include AC sockets, an aroma diffuser, very cool, a wireless speaker, a sensor lamp, a LAN to Wi-Fi adapter. You got my attention with that one. And finally, last but not least, once again, a USB fast charger. All right, so let's jump into the main features. What did I like most about the QBlock? Starting off, you can easily swap international power plugs based on your needs. This means you have power adapters for all of the major countries that you'll likely need access to, including the US, Canada, UK, Germany, France, Italy, China, Australia, and even Japan. And guys, it's as easy as snapping in a cube, releasing it with the built-in buttons on the power strip itself, and then simply replacing that module with the module of your choice. So for example, if you want to replace an AC socket with a Bluetooth speaker, you can. If you want to replace the Bluetooth speaker with the sensor lamp, you can. And of course, there are modules for, again, the 45-watt fast charger for both USB-A and USB-C. We have the UK adapter. We have the Italy adapter. And of course, not only that, you can also get some covers/holders for the modules. So in case you're not using, let's say, the UK adapter or Italy adapter because you're mostly using your USA plugs, well, then you simply slide the adapter into the case and boom, you're done. It's that easy. And of course, all of this will make more sense if you get yourself the travel pack. That way you can just keep everything in one place. Also, I didn't mention this, but this is really cool. Cubes can actually be rotated at a 90-degree angle. This is especially useful if you have any large power adapters or plugs that tend to interfere with other power adapters or plugs. And believe me, as a fellow tech nerd, guys, I have been there. We all hate those giant power adapters that take up 2 sockets. Well, thankfully, this is not the case with QBlock. Also, I mentioned that you do get something in the box called a sensor lamp. Now, this is really cool. Now, this is a little sensor lamp that can be tapped on, and you get 3 levels of brightness. Now, obviously, this sensor lamp is by no means going to fill your room, but for me, it's a good little nightlight for maybe a walkway or some kind of dark corner in your room. And guys, come on, we've all been there. We've had those moments where we stumble into a room, we tend to walk into a desk or a dresser because it's too dark to see. Okay, so maybe I'm just talking about my own personal experiences, but seriously, a sensor lamp, it certainly can't hurt. Also, I have to go back to what I was talking about previously, and that's the 45-watt fast charger. The fact that you get both USB-A and USB-C is huge because, let's face it, USB-C is obviously the clear winner here. I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to use USB-A anymore these days, which is obviously apparent with the iPhone because as of today, we still do not have a USB-C enabled iPhone. We simply don't. So yes, we are going to need that USB-A charging ports that comes with the QBlock, as well as, of course, USB-C for things like the iPad Pro, Android devices, and many other devices that are already using that standard. Now let's talk about safety because obviously safety is important whether you're an adult or child. We all need some kind of safety precautions set in place. And well, thankfully the makers of QBlock have clearly thought about this because again, the only way you're going to swap modules is if you hold in that button on the side of the power strip, you pull it out, and then, well, you just swap the modules. It's that easy, but I will tell you, the button does take a little bit of a force to actually activate. And obviously it wouldn't be a power strip if we didn't talk about surge protection. The QBlock has full support for surge protection, so you have no need to worry about anything going wrong with any kind of random power outage. Which means, yes, you are fully protected from voltage fluctuation. It's just fun to say, voltage fluctuation. Alright, so jumping into my final thoughts regarding the QBlock. This is obviously a great product and a great gift for those who travel quite often, whether it's international or maybe locally national within your own country. And guys, I gotta say, I really do like the all-in-one approach. I mean, it's one power strip that does everything I need it to do, especially that light module. Hey, I'm a big fan of lights, so obviously I'm gonna focus on that quite a bit. And of course, let's not forget the 45-watt fast charging. I know I've talked about that a lot, but fellow geeks like you and myself, we got our charger devices. So the fact that you do get a 45-watt fast charger for USB-A and USB-C right in the box, that's kind of nice. No, that's really nice. And finally, with everything I've said, there's a good chance you're going to want to learn more. So check out the official QBlock link right below. And a huge thank you to the makers of QBlock for sending this my way. I really, really do appreciate it, guys. This is definitely an innovative product. One of the most unique products I've gotten in my hands in recent months. So thank you so much. Keep up the great work, and I wish you guys nothing but success. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And of course, if you have any questions about anything I said today, comment right below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And finally, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you so much for your continued support. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon.